Imagine a world where millions of innocent people are torn from their homes, forced into ghettos, and sent to death camps. Men, women, and children systematically murdered, gassed, shot, and starved to death. This is the story of the Holocaust, a brutal chapter in history that claimed 6 million Jewish lives and 5 million others. Their suffering and death must never be forgotten. In the early 20th century, Germany was a beacon of intellectual and cultural brilliance. Jews were integral members of society, thriving as academics, artists, politicians, doctors, and shopkeepers. This harmony was shattered by the rise of the National Socialist Workers' Party, or Nazis, led by Adolf Hitler. Hitler's venomous anti-Semitism, outlined in his book Mein Kampf, called Jews a noxious bacillus and declared his intent for their annihilation. The economic collapse of 1929 plunged Germany into turmoil, creating fertile ground for extremist ideologies. The Nazis seized this moment, becoming the largest faction in the Reichstag by 1932. By January 1933, Hitler was appointed Chancellor of Germany. A month later, the Reichstag fire was blamed on communists, allowing Hitler to abolish constitutional protections and establish a dictatorship. The Nazi regime swiftly enacted the Nuremberg Laws in 1935, stripping Jews of citizenship and political rights, institutionalizing their persecution. As Jews tried to flee, options were scarce. In 1939, Germany's invasion of Poland marked the start of World War II, triggering a campaign of mass murder against Jews in occupied territories. The infamous German Schutzstaffel, along with local collaborators, rounded up Jewish populations, leading to the massacre of roughly 2 million Jews in mass shootings. Jews were forced into ghettos, walled-off sections of cities where disease and starvation were rampant. By 1941, Jews were required to wear a Star of David at all times. Then, in January 1942, Nazi leaders met at the Wannsee Conference to coordinate the final solution: the systematic annihilation of the Jewish people. Deportations to death camps like Auschwitz, Treblinka, and Sobibor began. Jews were transported in cattle cars, forced into gas chambers disguised as showers, and murdered. This assembly line of death continued for years, with thousands killed daily. Despite the relentless brutality, many Jews resisted. In ghettos and camps, they smuggled weapons, organized uprisings, and joined partisan units. Spiritual resistance also flourished. Jews observed holidays, studied Torah, and created art, maintaining their dignity and humanity. Among the darkness, stories of heroism emerged. Anne Frank, a young Jewish girl, documented her life in hiding in her now famous diary, providing a poignant and personal perspective on the horrors of the Holocaust. Sir Nicholas Winton, a British humanitarian, organised the rescue of 669 children from Czechoslovakia, saving them from certain death and giving them a chance at life. In 1945, Allied forces liberated the concentration camps. The Holocaust had claimed 6 million Jewish lives and 5 million others, including Roma, Poles, homosexuals, the disabled, communists, and political dissidents. Once thriving Jewish communities across Europe were decimated. Survivors returned home to find their properties seized and became refugees. Many ended up in displaced persons camps before emigrating to the Americas and the land of Israel, where they rebuilt their lives and communities. The Holocaust was an unparalleled atrocity, a brutal campaign of persecution and mass murder. Yet, Jewish communities have persevered, honouring survivors, remembering the lost, and educating future generations about this dark chapter to ensure it never happens again. May we remember the past, honour the resilience of those who endured, and strive for a future where such horrors never repeat. This is the story of the Holocaust, a story of tragedy, resilience, and the enduring human spirit. Thank you for watching.